to pass the mic over to the beautiful one and only Crystal Cruz, CEO and founder of Cruise Beyond Limits.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you so much, Rachel, for pouring into us. Happy Monday. I am so grateful for Rachel and the Level Up community and the mastermind and the incredible connections that I have been able to have, especially using press and media. It has just amplified my business and my outreach. So if you are, I just want to say thank you, because today's message is about gratitude. So definitely stick with me. And so if you're new to hearing my voice, happy Monday. I'm Crystal Cruz with Cruise Beyond Limits Consulting. In Cruise Beyond Limits, we empower every woman to put ourselves and our health first for just 34 minutes a day, so we can reduce stress and overwhelm of life and live a more fulfilling life. And how do we do that? Through several different ways. So I have coaching, I have online coaching, I have in-person events, speaking. I just launched my book. Speaking of Marcus Black, he's incredible. He helped me launch my book, and it's an Amazon bestseller. He wrote the foreword for me, and it was an incredible experience. So it's all about collaborating and finding the right people that are purpose-driven humans and pour into them and invest back into them as well. So today's message is about gratitude and just a simple feeling of thankfulness and appreciation for recognizing other people. And I think one of the things that I have found over the years in being in business and as an adult on this planet is that we're not meant to do life alone. And when we can deepen connection, which is one of my core values, is connection. When we can deepen our connections with other humans, we can amplify our own lives and the impact that we're making on others. And so it sounds counterintuitive, because we have egos, we have life, we have challenges, we have stressors, we have illnesses, we have injuries, and everything in between. And so we're being pulled in 1,000 different directions. And one of the biggest impacts that I've been able to have in my life is showing that gratitude and appreciation every single day. And so with the 34-minute mindset that I have, it's 2 minutes of gratitude and goal setting in the morning. So literally you can take 2 minutes in the morning at the beginning, at the start of every morning. And I do it with my Crystal Clear Life Planner. And so we make it very usable and very user-friendly. And I want to give you some tips and ways to show gratitude and start to put your body and your heart and your nervous system into this space of gratitude and connection. So we start with 2 minutes of gratitude and goal setting, and then we end each day with celebration and honoring of who made us smile today? How did we pour into others? And that's 2 minutes in the evening. And then obviously 30 minutes of movement. So making sure we're moving our body each and every day. So that's the 34-minute mindset. And it starts with gratitude and it ends with gratitude and celebration. Okay. So when we are in a space of gratitude, we are grounded in our nervous system. We're recognizing and hunting the things that are positive in our lives, because we can focus on the negative really easy and we can get into a negative spiral real quick. But when we can flip the script and recognize, number one, the kindness of others, the kindness of this space, Breakfast with Champions, the kindness of the speakers that are pouring into every single day, starting at 5 a.m. all over the world, right? Let's recognize the kindness of others. Let's also recognize the personal experience that we are having in life. So we're human and we're all having a human experience. So with gratitude, we can think about the thankfulness that we get to wake up and we have the breath and our heart is beating, and be thankful for the personal experience that we have. And then also, number 3, the things that we have in our life. Maybe the relationships, the house that's over our head, the clothes that we wear, the opportunities, the things that we have in our life. Okay. So those are just kind of a quick overview of what gratitude and my outlook on it. So if you need access to any of these links, thank you so much, Tash, for sharing the link above if you're over in Breakfast with Champions. If you are over on LinkedIn, Facebook, or over on YouTube, because I'm streaming here in multiple places, there are links. My team is getting links. So please send me a message. I'd be happy to get you information and tools and resources. Because what I really love to do is take the overwhelm and stress of life and relationships and dial it down to manageable milestones in chunks, right? So small chunks of time. Okay, so if you're taking notes, today I want to give you 3 ways to offer gratitude and implement gratitude into your life. So number 1 is through journaling, which I kind of already touched on. So my 34-minute mindset is in my Crystal Clear Life Planner, which is on Amazon. And so when we're thinking about journaling and actually handwriting your gratitude each and every day. Now, I like to do it in the morning with my coffee, but the most important thing is that consistency is key. So when you're journaling, I want you to be consistent. So every morning, right? Or every afternoon, or whenever you choose to do it, find a space that you're consistent in. So for me, it's every morning before I check my email, before I go out in social media, I write down the 3 things that I'm grateful for in my Crystal Clear Life Planner with my cup of coffee, right? So it's a space for me, and I listen to Rise Up by Andra Day. It's like a 3.5-minute song. By the time I'm done, my journaling, my goal setting, and my gratitude is complete. So it's a little more than 2 minutes, a little less than that sometimes. And it just rolls off because I'm consistent every single day. And sometimes it's the same thing that I write every day. So this morning, for instance, I'm grateful for my courage and my tenacity. I just hosted an all-inclusive retreat last week. Another one. It was my 5th retreat in Costa Rica last week. So I'm grateful for the courage and the tenacity to go after my dreams and goals and align my passion and be able to create this transformational experience. So I'm grateful for my courage. I'm grateful for my health. I've had some serious health challenges in my life. I get to wake up with the zest and the energy of life because I am conscious and consistent in making sure that I get the proper nutrition, the proper fuel, the proper movement, and I have the heartbeat that every single day that I thank God for. And the third thing that I'm thankful for this morning that I recognize is my team. I've been able to cultivate an amazing team where they can live in their strengths. And together, we create more massive transformation for incredible women all over the world, both virtually and my in-person events and retreats. So I'm grateful for my team, and shout out to my team who's constantly there. Sometimes it's 2 a.m. when we're writing a best-selling book in 30 days with Marcus Black. Sometimes it's, in Costa Rica. It's all over, or it's virtual. So I'm really grateful. And so what's important is that we're consistent. Number 2, be specific. If we're journaling this out, I want you to be very, very specific. I'm grateful for the way that my team showed up each and every day in a servant leadership, right? When they were having challenges at home, right? And they navigated those difficult pressures. All right, be specific. Don't just be like, oh, I'm grateful for my family. No, I'm grateful for my brother who was there, my brother who continues to show up, right? So think about how can you be more specific, all right? And when we can hone in on the specificity of what we're grateful for, it opens up our heart even more for that connection. And it's telling our brain and nervous system what to focus on, all right? And if we know that we're consistent and we're specific, we're going to hunt the good stuff tomorrow. So we have 24 hours. It's actually 1,440 minutes to focus on who's going to make a cameo in our journaling tomorrow, and make it a game, make it a choice, make it a change, make it fun. All right. So we hunt the good stuff, and that way we're not focusing on the negativity as well, because it's super easy to do. All right. And sometimes if you're like, what am I grateful for? I don't even know where to start. And I hear this a lot with my clients. So in the Crystal Clear Life Planner, there are prompts of like, who can I make smile today? Who did I impact today? Whose life, how did I show up for people in my life today? What were my emotions? What were my small wins? So these are great prompts But if you want to just start with like, who made me smile today? Right? Let's think about someone other than yourself. All right, this is bigger than you. Connection is bigger than you. Yes, you're having an experience, but someone else is having an experience with you as well. So a good prompt is, who made me smile today? What made me smile today? And who inspired me? And then another one that I love, who impacted my life in the last 24 hours? Who helped elevate my business or my life in the last 24 hours? Or maybe in the last month, right? Think back at your wins. How did you get there? Because chances are you didn't get there alone. You maybe asked for help. You got coached. You got mentored. You're a part of a group. Reach out. Thank that person. So first, it starts with journaling and recognizing the impact that others have had on your life and the impact that you have on others. So number one is journal. Be consistent, be specific, and start with an easy prompt, an easy question that you can ask yourself each and every day. So tip number one, starting with gratitude, is journal it out. Okay. Number two, a second way you can do this to take this to the next level. Now that we've kind of honed in and we've recognized that, the ways that we have been able to improve our life and navigate the life stressors and pressures is that it's been other people. And we're grateful for that. We're grateful for maybe God, our courage. Maybe it's something that we did. Maybe we reached outside our comfort zone, right? Write a thank you note. Write a thank you note. Maybe it's to God. Write a thank you note to yourself. Also, write a thank you note to someone else. Okay? So handwritten notes are so powerful. And again, be specific and personalize the message. Don't just say, oh, thanks for all you do. No, thank you. Thank you for that moment, that time that you spent those couple minutes with me. You gave me that time when I knew you didn't have it. You answered that call. You answered that Instagram message. Marcus Black, for instance. Gosh, when I decided to hire him as my business and book coach, as I went to go publish my book last month, I sent him an Instagram message. I said, hey, my friend, let's have a conversation. I'd love to help you. He's like, what's your schedule like? Let's hop on a call. It was a Sunday. And I don't typically take calls or do calls on Sundays, but he's like, yes. He's like, let's hop on a call. Let's see what this looks like. And within a couple hours, we had a plan and he was hired, right? So and I'm so grateful for that message, so I'm just so grateful and thankful. So personalize the message, be specific, reach out, right? So write a thank you note. And last week in the Revive and Thrive retreat in Costa Rica, there were 9 of us. And every single morning we started with journaling out our gratitude. And we actually wrote out little gratitude cards. And I found there were a couple left that were blank. So what I did, I bought these on Amazon. You can buy them by the caseload. If you need the link, I'd be happy to share with you. These are great gratitude cards, and they have different inspirational sayings on them. This one says, "You never fail until you stop trying." And on the other side, we actually dedicated a simple message of how that person impacted us in the last 24 hours. So a specific instance of how that person touched our heart or made an impact, right? And so this was a simple way to write a thank you note. And we went around the room and around the table every single day. And we were able to capture moments from the last 24 hours because we go through so much. And especially if we're in an experience or maybe an event, there's a lot that goes on, right? And so sometimes if we skip over those moments and we don't reflect and we don't capture it, we miss those moments and then we forget. And then time goes by and we're like, oh yeah, that person did have an impact. So where is it? Where are they? Hang on one second. Let me grab them. So what I have, and for those of you who are on Clubhouse, I collected all of my cards and I put them in a little plastic bag. I'm going to actually get a nice little case for them. But I have probably, 30, 40 cards here from the last week of all of the ways that I impacted someone's life. So these cards were sent to me. All right. And I gave out just as much, if not more. Right. So I have little specific moments of handwritten notes. So when I'm doubting myself, because I do almost on the daily, when things are tough, when I don't want to do it anymore, when I'm like, gosh, this is hard. Is it worth it? Are they listening? Am I making an impact? Here, I can pull out these notes. I can pull out these gratitude cards and just say, you know what? Yes, there's evidence. All right. And sometimes we need that evidence. Sometimes we need just that little push, that little reminder of the impact that you're making on others. And it makes you smile, and it gives impact, and it gives evidence. And hopefully that can give someone hope and inspiration to keep going or to get back up again. Because you never know the impact of just a small handwritten note of what that can have on their life. Okay, so if you're just joining us, welcome. We're talking about gratitude and thankfulness and ways that we can implement it into our daily routine that can be manageable. And it not only can help fill other people's cup, but it can fill your cup and bring more positivity and connection into your life. Excuse me. All right, so feel free to share your comments, share your reflections, ask questions in the chat. I'll catch up with these in a moment. So when it comes to writing thank you notes, personalize the message and be specific. Handwritten cards can add a personal touch. And don't delay. So a lot of times we are like, oh, we're so busy. Oh, I forgot to write that card. Oh, I forgot to to tell them what an impact. Do it in the moment. And, it's funny, like the first couple days of the retreat, people are like, oh, do we have to do our cards? Yes. Yes, we have to do our cards today. Because if we wait, life is going to happen. And if we skip over that part, I skipped over years of time and things that I should have captured. I should have captured the moments. It took 2 minutes, not even. Okay, so don't delay in writing the thank you notes. When you know that it's going to make a difference on the other person, it's going to make them smile, you want to sink in the impact that that person has had on you. All right, so every single time I go to level up, I have angels in my life that have made an impact, that have been these voices of reason, these voices of inspiration, these voices of hope. Rachel Weaver is one of them. I have a bunch of them. And I went through them in the book. If you haven't gotten my book, The Road to Resilience, that Marcus Black wrote the foreword to, he helped me, and I'm an Amazon bestseller now. I talk about the angels, those angels of inspiration that helped me. And I thank them every single time. I reach out to them. Every single time I go to level up, every single time I achieve something, every single time I write the book, I get the speaking engagement, that contract, whatever it is that I'm going after, I'm sure that I'm grateful for them and I take the time. So don't delay and do it right there in the moment. And it brings connection to why we do what we do, right? Because we can get all the accolades, all the medals, the awards, the Grammys, the podcast interviews, the speaking gig, all the things. But if you're not bringing other people around and you're not sharing the impact that they're having on your life and bringing them on the journey, then we're robbing them. And you're robbing yourself. So tip number 1 is journal it out. So sink it into your nervous system. Recognize step number 2, take it to the next level. Thank you notes, handwritten notes. Personalize the message. Be specific. Handwritten cards give a personal touch. Make someone smile and don't delay. All right. Tip number 3, to take it to the next level, to implement this into a daily practice. Excuse me, I got to take a sip of water. You could do gratitude texting. We are in 2023. You can implement a daily habit, maybe a mindful morning of gratitude texting. So pick maybe 3 people or 5 people in your life. I like to call them the Fab 5. 5 people that make the most impact in your life. Be specific. Sensing some themes here. Right? So ways that you can do this so it doesn't sound hokey or rehearsed or anything like that. Excuse me. Acknowledge their hard work and dedication. So a lot of times too, some of the people in our life live in our household. So they may be your spouse or significant other or roommate or sister or a neighbor, someone that's near and dear that maybe we don't think enough. Just small words acknowledging their hard work or acknowledging their dedication to a project or acknowledging the sacrifices that they went through to help you, in achieving the goal, or being that partnership or getting that next job, or whatever that is, whatever it is that you're going after or that you're working towards in that relationship. Recognize their dedication and their hard work. We're all human beings and we have basic human needs. We want to feel valued. We want to feel heard. We want to feel welcomed. We want to feel understood. And we want to feel like we belong. And when people acknowledge our hard work and dedication, it's everything. It changes the game. Oh gosh, of course I would have a coughing attack right now because we're always being challenged. So recognize their hard work and dedication. So that's a great way to kind of take things away from you and think about the people, maybe your Fab Five in your life. What hard work have they done? What have they dedicated to your purpose, to your passion? I know my team is so dedicated and I appreciate their hard work and support. And then living and going after their dreams and goals and pouring into the Cruise Beyond Limits movement. It's amazing. All right. So acknowledge their hard work and dedication, and then share the impact that they have on your life. Okay. So yes, I appreciate you for, like, say for instance, Tammy Sanborn. She was one of my main editors for my book. And she exhausted herself. We spent so many nights, long nights. And on the very last night of the very last day, we were both up until 2 a.m. trying to meet this deadline. And it was around midnight where we're like, should we throw in the towel? Should we extend the deadline? Should we kick the can to the next day? And we would have missed a huge deadline, right? It just would have pushed it a whole nother week. And it just, long story short, it just would have pushed it. And the look in her eyes, the dedication and the support, she's like, no, we're in this for the long haul. We said we were going to do it. We're going to finish strong. We're going to meet this deadline, right? So that impact that decision had on my life and on the impact of the project and the impact of the lives that so many were able to have, because I had an in-person event in Buffalo the next week. And the whole goal was to get this book in the hands of these women that needed it, right? So I'm a marathon coach, and we had this amazing, this amazing event in Buffalo. And then we had a reunion event, an in-person event for all of my clients in Buffalo. I had people flying in from other states to meet in real life. And it was a special launched party, right? And so I would have missed that deadline had we not pushed through. And so a lot of our decisions have a ripple effect, right? And have an impact on the lasting effects of other people, right? And so when we can actually piece those little puzzle pieces together and say, you know what, this decision had an impact. Your voice had an impact. When I was at the young age of 22, climbing myself out of a wheelchair in a depressive state, in a toxic, abusive relationship, I had someone Melissa, who said, you're going to be a motivational speaker someday. And you're going to turn this mess into a message. And you're going to be able to impact the lives of others. And I didn't even believe in myself enough back then to even believe that that was possible. But that voice reaches out to me and impacts every single day of my life, because she shared the impact. She saw something and she saw the potential in me. That's the connection. This is the moments of thankfulness and gratitude in seeing potential in others and helping them elevate. We're not meant to do this life alone. And so I share with her every single time I take a stage, every single time I'm in gratitude of and awe of the massive transformation. Again, I was bawling in tears on the top of a mountain as I watched the sunset at this amazing transformational experience in Costa Rica last week. I had the most incredible women, and it keeps getting better and better. And I am just in awe of the transformation, the teamwork, the love, the dedication, the support, and not only awe of others, but I'm proud of myself for stepping into that next level version that I didn't think was possible 20 years ago. When I climbed out of that wheelchair, when I had someone say, you're going to turn this into a message someday, and you're going to be able to impact others with your story of resilience and grit and strength and determination and tenacity. And so I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of the women that have poured into me, the communities, the coaches, the mentors, the love, the support, because I couldn't do what I do best. I wouldn't be here right now on this earth to speak to you today if it weren't for those voices, if it weren't for gratitude, if it weren't for the connections that I had. And I don't take that lightly. I take that very seriously, because there were depths of despair that I don't wish on my worst enemy. I don't have enemies. I'm probably an enemy for someone, but we're all, an enemy or a not so good person in someone's story, right? Especially if we're going after our big dreams and goals. Not everyone is going to be on our team, and that's difficult. But what we can do is have gratitude and space and love and grace and thankfulness and support for those that are fueling us forward, that are on our team, that are in our corner, that have made an impact. Let's not focus on the negative ones, the people that are holding us back, other people's opinions of what you should be doing, and all the things that are people and the places and things that are holding us back that keep us in that negative space. No, let's flip it. When we can focus more on gratitude and goal setting and positive aspects of our life, the kindness of others, the personal experiences, the grit and the fortitude and the courage and the tenacity that you are doing to accomplish your dreams and goals and going after things. Maybe getting press, maybe learning technology, maybe learning ChatGPT with Matt, maybe just going after your health journey. I've had so many women just start their health journey with me and say, Crystal, I'm falling in love with myself by going out, just giving myself the gift of health and wellness. For the first time ever, I've had women saying, I've never worked out a day in my life, but you make it so manageable, right? And we break this down into consistent daily habits to fuel you forward, to pour into your life so you can pour into others, right? So it's a whole system. It's a lifestyle. It's not a fad diet. It's not a quick fix. There's no magic pill. It's a daily, consistent effort that starts with gratitude and goal setting, connection, relationships, the relationship with yourself so you can pour into others, movement, hydration, nutrition, rest, and recovery. So it's a combination of a combination. But it starts with gratitude for yourself and others each and every day, at the start of every day and at the end of every day, and then everything in between. So with that, I'm going to close out today's talk by I want to challenge you and encourage you to implement gratitude into your daily practice. Just try it. And hopefully I gave you some manageable tips to start today. Start with journaling it, just writing it down in a notebook. It might feel a little wonky. It might feel hokey. It might feel a little awkward at first. But once you're consistently doing it, you'll recognize the impact that it has on your life, how it impacts your heart and it fills you. My heart is so full. I'm exhausted. Yes, physically I'm exhausted. And I spent the weekend reflecting and resting, napping, fueling my body, recharging so I can pour into the next experience, right? So I'm launching next year's dates. 2024 dates is going to be in July of 2024. I'm so excited. I have a new space. But what's important is that I recognize I'm sinking in and I'm recharging and recognizing the impact that gratitude and goal setting and resetting and connection have on this life. Right? So it doesn't have to be so overwhelming. It doesn't have to be blame and shame and guilt and overwhelm and blah, right? It can be better. So if you need a supportive journal, a supportive community to help you level up, please send me a message. I'd be happy to hop on a call with you and, see what this looks like for you. I have multiple different experiences. I have virtual programs. I have my online fitness program. It's a virtual HIT camp. We did the Monday Motivator today, and it was incredible. So I do 30-minute high intensity interval training and kickboxing sessions. I have a 6-month coaching program. I have a 5-day course that's coming up again in a couple weeks. So there's plenty of options to meet you where you're at, wherever you're at in the world, wherever you're at in your fitness journey, in-person events too, because we need connection where there's so much power in getting in the room, feeling the energy, investing in yourself and your health, getting around supportive people that are going to fuel you forward, maybe elevate your business. I can't tell you how many women last week had a business inside of them, but they were so busy pouring into everyone, their family, their career, that they've been shoving that down. Their creativity came alive last week. And they left with at least a set of tools to help them plan and ignite their fire again, to actually be able to go after their business and their dreams and goals, or write that book, or get on that stage, or start that business, or have that side project, or actually get out of the house. My gosh, COVID has had us cocooning for years. It is time. It's your turn. Okay. So it starts with just these little things. These little things amplify over time. The consistent small things add up, and it will level up your life. It will change the game forever. And you'll look back at these moments where you're like, I just started with one daily practice, and look where it got me here today. And I'm here to tell the story. And I have so many stories inside my heart. My heart is so full today with stories of gratitude and connection and aliveness and love. I could tell you stories for days. But this is the momentum. This is the journey that I'm on. I invite you to come on it with me. So with that, I'm going to land here. I'd like to open it up to anybody who has questions. Anybody here on stage that has any reflections or questions, happy to support. We have about 10 more minutes. I'm going to close the room, and I'm going to get some lunch. My stomach is saying it is time. So we want to make sure that we're fueling our body properly as well. So I'm going to yield the mic here, catch up with comments. Who'd like to share?
Kimberly.
Hello, Kimberly. How are you today? Happy Monday.
I'm so grateful. Can I just start there? I haven't been with you in a minute, and I'm just really grateful today that this is the day I came on and you was talking about gratitude and everything that we need to do to move forward. All the suggestions you made was just reminders that I needed, and I really do appreciate you very much. And I'm not being mushy. I really love you for real. Thank you so much.
I love you. You can be mushy. That's okay. We're human and we're emotional creatures. So be yourself, be mushy, if whatever. I love you, Kimberly. Thank you so much for always being here, for always reflecting, for always giving your love and support and pouring into this community. Just your presence and your love. And I just hear it in your voice. You're living in God's gifts and, through your voice. I feel it. And so I just appreciate you. And I hope maybe one day we can meet in real life and I could just feel the warmth of your hug and the love of your heart. So thank you. Thank you for chiming in today.
Absolutely.
Anyone else care to share? Okay, I have a question here in the comments. Sean says, do you work with small businesses? Yes, I do. I do a lot of leadership consulting as well. So I work with small businesses to do goal setting, team building. I host, workshops, leadership workshops. I do vision board workshops, relationship remodel. So everything I do is a foundation of emotional intelligence. And so recognizing the experience that we have and the relationship that we have with ourselves and the human experience and processing our emotions in a positive way. So by slowing down the brain and understanding what's happening in our nervous system. So I love to help teams and groups and understand the personal experience that they're having and the impact that it has on others, and then understanding the anatomy of relationships and different personality styles. I have a couple different I'm certified in a couple different modes to be able to give personality assessments in a team setting or even on a one-on-one setting as well. So there's several options. So if you have questions and you're not sure, if you think, if you love my style and you love my energy, let's have a conversation, because I can also customize an experience for your team. I actually, I do these retreats in Costa Rica. I'm doing another one next month, at the end of this month, actually in Tennessee. So it's a private, so I can host private events as well for your team. I'm doing an offsite 8-hour leadership experience in a couple of weeks for another group of people that they're all working together. And they told me about a theme of 2 or 3 things that they really want to work on. So a lot of it's communication. There's some gender bias. There's some generational gaps of how they can use technology to help work together and understand each other on a deeper level. So I bring in different activities, and, I give a very neutral and a very special way to, I think it's a very unique way to really normalize what's happening with human behavior. And I use that as a ground, as a learning experience, to have a shared environment in a safe space to be able to help understand the experience that the team is going through. So also I do, what I call a business boot camp. So I've done business building retreats as well. So if you want to map out your business plan, really focus, work with your team on like, all right, some strategic planning for next year. I just worked with my team for 2024 strategic plan. We mapped out all the programs and the launch strategy and the marketing strategy and how we're going to elevate our team next year. So that takes a very detailed yet strategic approach. We can't be reactive with it. So if your team or your business, your small business, or maybe your small team, or maybe your leadership team needs a little revival and a recharge and a re-energize, let me help be your tour guide and your mentor in that space. I'm happy to have a conversation to see what that looks like. So hopefully that answers your question, Sean. I'm not sure if you're still in the room, but please feel free to reach out. Let's chat. Anyone else care to share that's here on stage? If you want to raise your hand here in Clubhouse or over on any of the channels, please feel free. And if you're catching this over on replay, make sure you ask questions, engage, and I will continue to engage. I also have a free community for those of you who are over on any of the platforms. If you're on the social platforms that audio only, such as Clubhouse, I do have a free Health is Wealth community over on Facebook. And I have a YouTube channel. I'm over on LinkedIn as well. I think it's important as businesses to maximize your outreach. If you have an impact and you have a message that you want to share with the world, we have to meet our clients and our audience where they're at. Yes, you have to do what's good for you and what feels good and what feels right for your business plan. But I've selected a couple platforms that I can know that I can be consistent and I can feel really good about. So my platforms are over on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and then dabble a little bit in Instagram. I actually started a Twitch. So I'm going to probably be diving into Twitch in 2024. I also am creating another community, so watch out for that. I'm creating a community circle, circle.io. For those of you who haven't, if you have a large community, like me, I've been able to build a global brand literally on Facebook alone. And so in 2024, I'm going to be taking some of that community off of Facebook and creating my own branded circle community. And it is an incredible platform. So in the next couple of months, I'm going to be migrating over to that. So not everything is just on Facebook. So, I love Facebook, and I'm not getting rid of it, but I think it's important to know when it's time to grow. Know when it's time, be honest with yourself and listen to your community. Be everywhere if you want to, but also be aware of your own bandwidth, of what you're capable of. And for me, I don't do what I should be doing, right? I go to what feels good and where my clients are. So I'm not on TikTok. I mean, I have an account on TikTok. I have an account on Twitter, but I don't focus my energy there. I focus on a couple things that I know that work well. And then I start to elevate and level up from there, right? Because if we're all over the place, and I found this the hard way, I thought that I had to do everything to be successful. And this goes in business, that goes in your fitness. If you do everything all at once, sometimes we get in this analysis paralysis and perfectionism, and we end up doing nothing. And then we feel like we're not gaining traction and we're not gaining the momentum that breeds the lack of confidence, right? If we're like, oh gosh, we're not doing enough and we need to do more and we have to do what everyone else is doing, then we're not recognizing and sinking in the gratitude of the work that we are doing, right? And so this goes back to gratitude and that feeling of acceptance and that momentum, right? So just focus on what's manageable for you, what works for you, your system, your rhythm, your recipe, whatever you want to call it. All right. So I've developed a recipe that I feel really good about. And when I feel the urge, when I feel that it's time to level up and I'm ready to grow, that's when I do it. Not because other people tell me I need to. It's because it feels good organically, not because I'm searching for more followers. It's because it's organically growing in a way that feels good for me, my clients, to create the experience that I'm going after. Okay. So if you want in, if you have support, if you want to collaborate, you have ideas, you have questions, comments, please, let's have a conversation. I'd love to connect with you. I've been able to design a life that I desire, that I don't have to vacation from. Right? So I travel around, I impact people, I travel for in-person experiences and speaking engagements and workshops and retreats. All right. So whether I'm on a beach in Costa Rica or on the top of a mountain in Costa Rica or on the beach of Puerto Vallarta next week, I was in Dominican Republic a couple of weeks ago. Like, this is the life that I desire, to be able to amplify the impact that I can have on the world by positioning myself and aligning myself to my passion for health and fitness and mindfulness and goal setting and gratitude and community. And then the purpose of helping others pour in and empower themselves and their health so they can pour into and create the leadership and the ripple effect for others. Okay, so this warms my heart and it fills my cup with joy because I get to plant seeds all over the world, whether it be virtually or in person. And this is what I want for you too. So this is a movement. It's not just a workout. It's not just a 45-minute live session here on Mondays. It is deeper than that. So if you have questions, if you need support, let's hop on a call. Let's see what we can do to support you, meet you where you're at. Anyone else care to share on stage? We have about 2 minutes till we have to close the room. Any other comments, questions? Anyone else care to share? Check in with the comments here. Wow, there's a lot of comments. Thank you, Annette. Oh my gosh, she's amazing. Annette's on my team from Puerto Rico. Annette is also an entrepreneur. She hosts luxury picnics on the beach. So if you're ever in the Puerto Rico area, make sure you shout her out. Reach out to her. She's incredible. All right. So, all right. Let's see.
Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you for the gift of gratitude. We take it so much for granted, and it's such a powerful tool. I really appreciate what you brought us today, your presentation. I enjoyed it very much. Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you so much, Susanna. Is it Susanna or Susanna? Susanna. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's actually my middle name. It's Susanna. So my mom, that's one of my nicknames that my mom calls me, Suzanne. So thank you so much for chiming in, for being here today, for leaning into gratitude. And, I think sometimes we just lose sight, and because we're human. I'm not here to blame or shame or guilt anyone. I think this is just a powerful reminder of the connection that we all have. And I know my heart is so full of gratitude and love, and I'm so energized because I brought women. There were 9 of us from all over the world, and we met basically as complete strangers, other than my team, complete strangers on day 1. And by day 2, we were sisters. by day 6, we didn't want to say goodbye. And so this is the power of gratitude and connection and getting in the rooms and asking for help and just recognizing the power that you have within you and giving yourself the gift of mindfulness and health and well-being, because you're worth it. So with that, I'm going to land and close this room. Thank you, everyone who chimed in today. Thank you for Breakfast with Champions for having me on this morning. If you're not in my free Health is Wealth community, please send a request to join. If you need the link, please send me a message. I'd be happy to get you the link, get you where you need to be. Several options to be able to work with me, but the easiest way is just start with a phone call. Let's connect and we'll go from there. All right, everyone, have a great Monday. It's October. Great start to the month. Great start to the week. Start with gratitude. It's not too late to start anything. No matter what your age, what season of life, what challenges you're going through, reach out if you need support. I love you all. Have a great day. Cheers, everyone. Crispy on the mitts.